Welcome to Roger That, a podcast presented by HVAF of Indiana. I'm your host, Lauren Carpenter, and join me as we discuss how HVAF is ending veteran homelessness and how you can join us in our mission. We'll be having conversations with community partners, staff members, and even some of the veterans we serve. We hope sharing more of our story with supporters like you can shine a light and give a voice to this vulnerable population, because no hero should ever be homeless. Hello and welcome to the third episode of Roger That, a podcast presented by HVAF. I'm your host, Lauren Carpenter, and I'm so excited for today's episode. But before we dive in, here are some upcoming events happening at HVAF that we want you to know about. Stand Down, a resource fair for veterans, is September 7th from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Indiana National Guard Armory. At Stand Down, free resources are available to veterans, including food, clothing, and hygiene items, employment services, financial counseling, VA benefits assistance, and more. Stand Down is on September 7th from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Indiana National Guard Armory, 3912 West Minnesota Street in Indianapolis. For more information, please visit our website at hvafofindiana.org/events. Mark your calendars for the 10th annual Operation Alpha, happening Friday, November 10th at the Biltwell Event Center in Indianapolis. Local distillery Hotel Tango started Operation Alpha in 2014 as a way to raise funds for HVAF's operations, programs, and services. And Operation Alpha is just a night of fun and learning more about HVAF. And there are games such as a whiskey pull, a wine toss, there's a grog bowl ceremony. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's pretty awesome. Also, a short little program to let you know more about HVAF, what we're doing, and for you to be able to support us. Last year, sponsors and attendees raised more than $125,000 for us, and we hope to raise even more this year. So come party with us at the biggest and bestest Veterans Day event in the state. Tickets are available soon, and if you're interested in sponsoring the event, please reach out to HVAF's VP for Advancement, Ashley Walls-Pierce, at awalls@hvaf.org. I'll add her email address and more event details in our show notes. Today on Roger That, I am so excited to share with you my conversation with HVAF's Community Engagement Coordinator, Andrea Carlisle. Andrea has served on Team HVAF for the past 2 years, where she speaks to social and philanthropic groups all over Indiana and represents HVAF at community events and fundraisers. She is a proud military wife, where her husband served in the Army for 4 years and the Air Force Reserve for 8 years, and including serving in Operation Iraqi Freedom. For the last 10 years, she has shared her story as a military wife supporting her husband's experience with PTSD, and raises awareness about veteran issues and offers support and hope to others who may be facing similar challenges. Her role at HVAF has given her a chance to merge her passion with her professional experience and education. Andrea currently lives in Noblesville with her husband and 2 daughters, and as her Facebook bio says, the most important things to her is her faith, family, friends, flowers, and of course, Indianapolis Colts football. All right, let's get into it. Here's my conversation with Andrea. All right, today on Roger That, we are joined by HVAF's Community Engagement Coordinator, Andrea. Andrea, how are you today?
Well, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So for those of you who are not maybe super familiar with HVAF or the Advancement Department, which is the fundraising and communications and marketing department, Andrea and I are in the same department. So we are colleagues, if you will.
We are.
Yeah. And so we've been working together for the past 2 years, just killing it in the fundraising, community engagement, marketing game,
I like how you would describe that.
Yeah. I'm very humble, as you can tell.
Yeah, you sounded. I thought I was the one that wasn't humble.
Right. It's all for show for the podcast. Right?
Oh, okay.
But yes, as soon as I put these headphones on, I'm just
is that what it does? It puts you in a different place.
Yeah,
makes you feel
Sure.
special.
Yes, for sure. So welcome to Roger That. This is your first episode.
Yeah, my first time ever on a podcast. So please don't expect a lot. Okay.
All right, I'll keep my expectations pretty low.
I mean, if you keep them low, then at least I'll reach them.
Right.
And I know I did a good job today.
Yeah, maybe you'll surprise us.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
At least for all the listeners, I mean, they really want this to go well, I'm sure.
Right.
It's all for them.
Yes, all for them. Well, so first, if you just want to tell our listeners who you are, how you even heard of HVAF, kind of what led you to this point in your life to work for HVAF.
So I've known about HVAF for quite a long time. I volunteered with the National Guard years ago, and it was kind of the circle that I worked with and spent time with kind of made me aware. Mm-hmm. But it was 2 years ago that a friend of mine let me know that this position of community engagement had opened up. And based on my prior knowledge of HVAF, I thought it would be a good fit. My husband's a veteran, disabled veteran, and so I had opportunity to give back to other veterans.
Yeah, so what does Community Engagement Coordinator mean?
Well, I think Community Engagement Coordinator is someone who is out in the public, point of contact for those who want to know more about the organization, someone that can talk about what we do, and basically try to get things that we need, whether that's funding or in-kind or volunteers, or just know more about how you can help veterans. Also, we work with all kinds of veteran groups and other nonprofits. And so it's just a way to I know it's going to sound funny. It's a way to engage the community and coordinate it.
Okay, that's very descriptive. Also, someone who is an extrovert.
Yes.
Because for me, I can seem pretty, outgoing and everything, but I definitely need my alone time to recharge. And I don't think that you ever want to have alone time.
Well, that's not true. Okay. First of all, that is very true. She is very introverted at work. I'm never introverted, probably. So it works well for this position, I guess. Because you got to always go out and be friendly and full of energy to, to be able to connect with others.
Right. Yeah. And I know you go to a lot of the American Legion posts, auxiliaries, the VFWs, there's all kinds of groups, and you have pretty good relationships with them now after 2 years. Yeah,
they're great. Like at first I was a little intimidated, my husband wasn't a member of that, so I wasn't really familiar with the VFWs and Legions, but they're just a bunch of great guys and gals, and I've made friends. Like a lot of them now I would consider a friendship, and we've done events together. I've gone to meetings, and sometimes they even text me and how you doing, Andrea?
Yeah, that's really sweet.
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
No, so and they're also very supportive in providing funding and in-kind donations for the pantry and different things. So it's a good relationship. Yeah, I say it's a pretty good gig.
Yeah, I feel like I can know a lot about what you're doing with the groups because you'll send me photos to post on social media. So do you have like a favorite, I guess, event or story that you've been able to have with the groups that you've been to?
Yeah, the most fun one, I guess you could say, or interesting. Let's just say interesting.
Okay.
So Ashley hasn't done. Mm-mm. So you guys don't know Ashley. She's head of our department. And so we went to this event that was to raise money, and it was a pie throwing event with a dunk tank. And somehow I got myself placed in a board that people put pies in my face. And somehow I got myself situated on a ledge where I would fall into a tank of water.
Wait, the pie and the tank of water is all in one setup?
Yeah. Well, no. Oh. They were separate setups.
Oh, okay.
But they were one event.
Oh, okay.
And this was for a VFW in Brazil, Indiana. Yeah. Indiana, not the country.
Didn't fly out there?
No, I don't think that was covered. But and so, of course, our supervisor, Ashley, decided that this is a great opportunity for her to dunk me and to pie me. All for a good cause, of course.
Right.
For the veterans.
The only reason.
For the veterans.
Oh, man.
And there is a video of her, what would you call it? Jubilation?
Oh, yeah. She was jumping for joy, for sure.
After she had pied
I had never seen her so alive.
Yeah, I think I brought her so much joy that day.
Yeah. Do you think we could put that video on YouTube?
Would you please?
Yeah.
That would make me so happy. That would bring me a lot of joy.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
So she cheated on the dunk tank. Just so you know, I'd like to make this clear to all the listeners so they know. She couldn't.
A cheater.
Yeah, yes. She couldn't get the ball, to hit the little target, so she went up and pushed the button. Just so everyone knows that she cheated.
I probably would have done the same, so I can't blame her.
I know that you would have. That's okay. Paybacks, just remember that.
Right. Well, now you've been here for 2 years this month. Well, sorry.
Yes.
We're launching this in July. So it's June right now as we're recording, but around 2 years.
Yes.
So it's been, a minute. So I would assume that you've stayed here for 2 years, so you like working here. Why would you say you like working here?
I think the reason that I like working here the most is that I believe in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm truly proud of the organization and the work that goes on here.
Yeah.
When I go out in the community and I talk about the mission, the programs, the services, who we help, it's all genuine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just putting a PR out there. I really, truly see firsthand what we do. And I know the people who do it, are, my colleagues and other people in other departments, people like you, people like Ashley, Mary, who is also in our department. The heart is there. The right purpose is there. And we do good work. And we help a lot of veterans. And so I'm really proud to work here because, we do good things. And I always say when I go into groups, I say, I know I shouldn't say this because it seems biased, but I believe we're the best agency in Indiana serving veterans.
Well, I will throw in that we are the largest nonprofit provider for veterans in the state.
We definitely are the largest, for sure.
So
but best might be my
opinion. Could we throw in best? The largest and bestest?
The largest and bestest nonprofit.
Yeah.
I could just start throwing that in my little spiel.
Right. Just kind of under your breath. Largest and bestest.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's, so when I was, had my conversation with Emmy on our podcast, that was something I was telling her was whenever I share with my family or friends about what I do, saying that I work for, well, first of all, just a nonprofit, but then also nonprofit that helps homeless veterans and those at risk of homelessness. Like, I feel like no one could argue why you should help a veteran, so that's true. Yeah. And, so to be able to just, get behind that, but then also to, see that we are doing some really good work. And, one of the things that, that you've been able to do, not just go out into the community, you now in the last year have been able to make a difference in veterans' lives with our Veteran Engagement Committee. So would you be able to explain a little bit about how that got started and what that committee is?
Sure. So Ashley, originally I'd spoken to one of our case managers, and she had a vision of wanting to bring our permanent supportive housing families together. These are our families that stay with us for an extended period of time. So they're going to be with us for a while. And they really weren't like leaning on each other, even though they had like experiences, and they all kind of live mostly in one property, in an apartment complex. And so she had that vision. And then at the same time, our supervisor, Ashley, if you remember, she's the one that pied me, if you've forgotten already. But she does awesome work, and she wanted to do a Easter egg hunt. So it seemed like those two things kind of came together. So we organized our first Easter egg hunt last April, and it was a huge success. And everyone that helped with it thought, this could be a thing. Like, this could be an ongoing thing to put on events and different ways to bring camaraderie. And so we did what did we do next? Lauren was on the committee at one point.
Yeah, we did a barbecue.
Yeah, that's right. A cookout. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
we did games. Yeah, we did games. And we had face painting. I remember. I was a tiger. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
It's all coming back to me now. And then we did the most awesome haunted house,
it was pretty cool. I will say that
you could ever have on a zero budget. It was pretty epic.
Yeah, because I will say, when you first brought up haunted house, I was like, okay, let's take it back a notch. Let's, we could still have a Halloween party with costumes and some games. But haunted house, I don't know if we can do that, but it was really cool. And if you're watching this on YouTube, part of it was in this room and then around the hallway, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, there was a dead body on this table. Not a real one.
Right. Yeah.
But it was pretty.
There
fun.
was. Yes.
Yeah, it was next level. Y'all would have been impressed with it.
Yeah.
You would have been like, wow, you guys did this. But it was a combination of the committee, and then we also had some Lily volunteers that decorated that day, and so and so then we're just moving forward. We're getting ready. Oh, I guess I move into this, but we're getting ready to have a mini carnival in July where we're going to have games and carnival food and carnival prizes. And we're inviting staff's family as well as the permanent supportive families. So, so it's a way for me, I'll be honest, it's a little I get to enjoy the kids and seeing them and the moms and the parents and the veterans and all that. But also, I think it's really important for the families to have something that they can connect with, something that they can have fun for the kids, because, sometimes when you're in a situation where your primary focus is just your day-to-day survival needs, the food and shelter, and just maybe don't have that extra energy or income to do those fun things for your kids. So, we have a committee that is fantastic that can come together and put these little events on 3, 4, 5 times a year.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that how our staff members have come together for this, with volunteering with their time, their talent, and also their treasure. We like we've said, there is no budget for this committee. So, some of our staff, we're pitching in to purchase things for this event. But also I think that you've done a really good job of engaging with the community. as your title is.
I was going to say that is my job, Lauren.
Yes, you have.
Now, if I coordinate it at the same time.
Right, you coordinate, yes. But so, you've been able to, identify some people who are in our community who want to help and maybe not know how. So, I've seen some of them come to the events and volunteer. They've been able to cover maybe the food that we provide. So, so I guess, how have you been able to do that?
Well, it's been really awesome. It's been because of the hearts of some of these individuals from different businesses that I've met. Mainly what started it was LabCorp. We have a wonderful lady named Rebecca Casimir, and she wanted to do more. She wanted to be more involved. And so I suggested this. She got excited, and now she's been helping pretty much for a year and a half. Yeah. And then there were several other individuals from different companies that kind of said the same thing to me. I want to do more. So when I hear that, it makes me feel like they want maybe more of a personal connection than just, we'll give you money, or, we'll give you, goods, which is fantastic. Believe me, we'll take those things. But every so often I come across someone who wants to kind of be involved on a personal level with the families. And when that happens, I feel like this is a good connection point because it's fun, it's lighthearted, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, would you say, for those listening, is there maybe a gap right now with the committee's future events that you guys need help with getting filled? I think sometimes we need, mostly it's items like prizes or food or, things like that. So we're always looking, and we continue to grow. And so I think that is the thing that's always needed. And, you don't have to buy enough for everybody, but if you just want to contribute something, I can get little bits from each group or each person, and put it together. But if not, the staff usually fills the gaps, and which is a great testament to them. Yeah. But I prefer not to have to continue to go to that well, because we all are trying to support our own families. Right. So if there's someone out there that you've got extra goods or you want to give somewhere, I mean, we'll be happy to to take it, and we'll send you some pictures and tell you a little bit about it so you can see how your good donation, went to help out these families. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, also, what if someone's listening right now and, they hear that you come to the fundraising events or you speak at groups and they're like, hey, I have a group you could speak to, or I have, this business, I'd like to have an event that we could raise money for the veterans. So can they reach out to you and do that?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, that's probably the primary purpose of my job, or what I spend the most time doing, is going to different groups and speaking or presenting what we do, how we can connect. So feel free to reach out. I'm sure Lauren will get all the information to you. That's where her specialty is in her role. I'll reach, and we can schedule. I'll come anywhere in the state and be able to tell about what we do. I think also an important thing to know, it's not just about what you can do for us, it's about what we can do for you. You might have a veteran that you know is homeless or needs food or needs a new job, and you didn't know about us. And so I'll give you my business card. You just contact me directly, and I'll get you hooked up with the right person to get the process started so that veteran can receive help.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Andrea, for joining Roger That today and sharing more about what you do here.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right. That wraps up this episode of Roger That. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to Roger That on wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us on social media at HVAF of Indiana. And for even more stories on HVAF and the veterans that we serve, check out our blog on our website at hvaf.org. Thank you, and until no hero is homeless, we'll see you next time on Roger That, a podcast presented by HVAF of Indiana.